Hey y'all, TRG here, and in this video we'll be talking about another massive storm that's going to bring the potential for snowfall, severe weather, and a massive blast of freezing air. Let's go right on into today's video. We're going to start out here with the GFS Model Run 12Z. Let's go ahead and pull this on out till Tuesday. So as we go into Tuesday, we're going to be seeing this big blast of cold air that is being pulled behind this low pressure system up here in and around the Great Lakes area. That cold air is going to pull all the way into the Midwest, potentially even into the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast as well. And that should set the stage for a potential snow system to come through in this general vicinity here and drop a couple inches of snowfall. So we'll see how the GFS handles this potential setup here, and you'll see the GFS indeed does have some light snow. It's not really that heavy of snowfall, but it does have some snowfall for Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. And then pushing it up towards Pennsylvania and New York, that snowfall gets a little bit heavier by the time we go into Thanksgiving afternoon, right around 2 p.m. Eastern. And then this system eventually will move off the coastline of the United States, probably very early Friday morning. Just to pull this back a bit, I also want to talk about the severe weather potential. You can see this tail end of your low pressure system out here in the southern tier of the U.S. We'll go a little bit more in depth in the severe weather side of things here in just a second. But that's generally where we're going to be looking at the chance for severe weather to be as we go literally into Thanksgiving Day. Like, we're literally talking about Wednesday to Thanksgiving Day, which is Thursday. So we're probably going to be having a severe threat Thursday out here in the very deep south portion of the United States. Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia will probably get in on that severe weather threat. And then Thursday, which is Thanksgiving Day, is just going to be a very miserable day pretty much for anybody in Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia. I mean, we're just going to have a rainy mess out here for Thanksgiving Day in the southeastern, east central side of the U.S. And then we'll have some Thanksgiving snowfall up here in the northeast and the mid-Atlantic states. Taking a look here at your GFS model run provided by College of DuPage, we're looking at the instability here. Let's pull this all the way out to Wednesday, because that's going to be probably our first severe weather day. This is Wednesday right around 5 p.m. Eastern. You can see that cold front generally being set up out here in Texas. Your low pressure system is generally in this area, moving up to the north and east. Because of your low pressure system being in that general vicinity, we're obviously seeing instability getting pulled up towards that low pressure system. And this will probably allow for the threat of severe weather overnight in Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, and Arkansas Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Then Thursday, you can see that instability pulls off more to the east, potentially into South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and still lingering in to parts of southeastern Louisiana as we go through Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, that instability begins to weaken, and then by the time we get to Thursday night, that instability has dissipated and moved off the coastline of the U.S. and probably not looking at much of a severe threat Thursday night. So your primary threat for severe weather looks to be probably Wednesday night into all of Thursday. Before I continue on with the rest of today's video, I ask that you guys go ahead and hit that like button, share this video with your family and friends' social media to help spread weather awareness, and if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button with the notification bell set to all so you know when I go live or upload a video. Let's go right back on into today's video. Here's your supercell composite, and you can see we'll probably have at least a chance for tornadoes as we go into Wednesday night and Thursday morning out here in Louisiana, Mississippi, and into Alabama. Now, it is worth noting, of course, this will change some, but generally the SPC is already talking about adding the potential for severe weather on their Day 5 outlook, which is Wednesday, November 27th. So we are looking at a severe threat being a possibility out here in the Deep South. Now let's talk about temperatures. So this is going to be the GFS model run for tomorrow, and you'll see we're going to be looking at this big blast of cold air that will be infiltrating the north central and northwestern side of the U.S. as we go into tomorrow night. Monday morning, you'll see that cold front start to line up out here, trailing all the way back down into Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, that low pressure system somewhere generally over the Great Lakes. Most likely won't end up being much of a snowmaker or a severe weather maker as we go into Monday. That's just going to be the system that sets the stage for snowfall potential, because that cold front is obviously going to be bringing in a lot of very cold temperatures all the way down to probably into western Kentucky and southern Oklahoma as we go into Tuesday morning. morning. Wednesday, you'll start to see that low pressure system forming out here in Texas and Oklahoma as we go into Wednesday morning. Wednesday afternoon, that low pressure is going to push into southeastern Oklahoma, into Arkansas. Thursday morning, that low pressure system is going to be somewhere in central Arkansas. That cold air is going to continue to push in behind your low pressure system, as well as to the north of your low pressure system, attempting to get colder temperatures in here into the Midwest for that snowfall potential as we go into Thursday, which is Thanksgiving Day. And then you can see that sharp cold front moving through Thursday afternoon, a very, very sharp cold front there as we go through like 1, 2 p.m. Thursday out there in Alabama. And look at the blast here. So this is Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening. As we go into Friday night, watch this massive blast of cold air that pushes in behind this cold front. I mean, we could see 20-degree temperatures potentially as low as in northern Oklahoma, northwestern Arkansas, into portions of the Midwest. It is going to be a big blast of freezing temperatures as we go into Friday, and that's going to linger into Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and look at that. The GFS has Tuesday being the coldest day. That's Tuesday next week, so actually into December. I don't know if we're going to see a cold blast to that magnitude where we're seeing teens going into Tennessee and Kentucky, but you can see generally how big this blast is going to be. It's going to be a big blast of cold air for the rest of November. I mean, really, tomorrow's our last decent day for temperatures in most of the U.S. That's Sunday. Sunday here is going to be the last day for decent temperatures in a good chunk of the U.S. After that, it's going to be that big blast of cold air that's going to linger for literally a week or so in most of the United States. So very cold temperatures on the way. Let's take a look at the European model run provided by Tropical Tidbits here for tomorrow. So for tomorrow, obviously, really nothing's going to happen at all. We're just going to see that cold air trying to push into the U.S. Really not going to see much snowfall with that. Maybe a chance for snowfall up there in Minnesota, into Wisconsin as we go into very late tomorrow night. But overall, that's not going to really accumulate. It's going to be just very light snowfall. That blast of cold air will be pushing in behind this system as that low pressure pushes through. That very large cold front will be pulling through as well as we go into this is going to be Monday. Moving on into Tuesday here, you can see all that cold air that tries to set the stage here. That freezing line is down to about northern Kentucky, central Illinois, into southern Indiana. So that's your freezing line there, your freezing point. And look at that as we go into Wednesday. The European model run here has some snowfall occurring in Nebraska, Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin. Going into Thursday morning, that snowfall gets even heavier going into central Illinois, northern Indiana, parts of Ohio. And then as we go into Thursday night, that snowfall continues into the northeastern side of the U.S. So I do think the European is definitely favoring more of a winter storm potential, whereas the GFS just had more of a dusting as opposed to that that snowstorm. Here is your temperatures from Tropical Tidbits on the European model run, just to compare them to the GFS model. And you can see that blast of cold air that's going to be pushing into the U.S. as we go into very late Monday night into Tuesday. Going into Wednesday, that blast continues. And I want to see what it has here for Thursday. Yeah, you can see the European model run has those 20-degree temperatures getting down to Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas. Saturday, that continues off into Tennessee, into the mid-Atlantic area. Going into Sunday morning, next Sunday morning, not tomorrow, a week from tomorrow, that blast continues into the U.S. So the European model run, look at that. Even the European model run is in very heavy agreement here with the GFS. Wow, just a massive blast of cold air as we go into next Tuesday. That's December 3rd. That's probably going to downtrend some, but that is definitely a ridiculous ridiculous model run. Look at that. You've got single digit temperatures going into central Illinois. Absolutely brutal temperatures as we enter December being a possibility. Of course, December 2nd, December 3rd or so. Now let's take a look at the CPC. That's the Climate Prediction Center. You can see they have a moderate risk out for the potential of hazardous cold temperatures in the north central U.S., with a slight risk extending down towards the western northwestern side of the Midwest as we go from November 30th through December 3rd. And then from November 30th to December 6th, they have that slight risk out here for portions of the mid-Atlantic into the southern Ohio Valley and into the deep south and southern plains here. So they are expecting the threat for hazardous temperatures as we go into very late November into early December for portions of the deep south. In terms of precipitation, they don't have any risk outlined anymore. And then snowfall, this is where I want you guys to pay close attention to the date here. So the potential for snowfall in the Midwest into the northern plains is going to be from like November 27th through November 29th or so. So their risk for snowfall isn't outlined here because that's not for the valid date. So the valid date from November 30th through December 6th here, you could say they have that risk for snowfall from the 30th to the 3rd in the Northeast, as well as for lake effect snowfall being a possibility out there in the Great Lakes area. We also have a risk for high winds thanks to that big cold front that's going to be pushing through as we go into early December, potentially bringing those hazardous temperatures into the deep south and southern mid-Atlantic states. You can also see that here from the CPC's Outlook from November 28th through December 2nd. They have that pretty high chance likelihood of below average temperatures out there in the Midwest, above average precipitation above my face cam here in the mid-Atlantic states. And then as we go into early December, they have that below average chance for precipitation in the Midwest with below average chance here, or rather I should say a chance for below average temperatures for the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. So big blast of cold air is looking likely not only as we go into Monday, but also as we go into Thursday, and then probably next Tuesday as well. So multiple rounds of freezing temperatures, definitely a possibility here in the U.S. Thank you guys for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, make sure you hit that like button on your way out. Share this channel and this video with your family, friends, social media, and hit that subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Happy Thanksgiving. The next video will probably be, I'm thinking sometime next week, probably Friday, Saturday, or Sunday next week. Definitely won't have any videos until after Thanksgiving. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Stay safe and watch the snowfall. Have a great rest of your weekend. Goodbye.